We are talking Bride of the Werewolf. This one is directed and written by Mark Polonina, and he has actually done a slew of low-budget horror, B-movie and sci-fi movies. And here he is again in the camp of the lycanthrope doing, yes, a werewolf movie. So this one stars Mel Heffin as Sylvia, and she's our kind of our central protagonist, and she is one of two women that go on a scientific expedition, I believe, but end up breaking down and have to seek refuge in this old, seemingly kind of run-down house in the middle of Eastern Europe. We're not actually told where. Clearly filmed in the States, though, because everyone has an American accent. But there you go. Anyway, so it turns out that this guy who owns this house actually is a werewolf, and he is going out on full moons, killing people, etc. Various misadventures happen. There's also a subplot about a mummy that is being resurrected, and ultimately this becomes the sort of antagonist, really, for the werewolf to have a showdown with in the final act of the movie. So let's discuss The Bride of the Werewolf. So this is a super low budget movie. Really don't be expecting anything else other than complete schlocky cheese with this one, because honestly this movie feels like it was made for next to no money. What works, first of all, let's talk about what works with in regards to the movie. So the plot is relatively ambitious. We have the story about this kind of this werewolf that's going out, and he's painted as kind of a somewhat sympathetic character, even though he is actually going out killing, you know, anyone who walks in his path, really. But the actual, as his human form, he's treated to be somewhat sympathetic. The movie has a lot of kind of additional characters in there. We have this kind of servant girl who is kind of deformed somehow, and she's kind of shunned upon by the kind of townsfolk. We have this kind of group of like redneck types who are out for no good, wanting to essentially rape these kind of two women. We have this kind of mad scientist who's doing experiments trying to find the kind of key to eternal life. And then we have this mummy as well, to add more sort of supernatural elements to the movie as well. So there's a lot of kind of going on, despite the fact this is obviously pretty much a zero budget movie. What else works? I actually thought the mummy didn't look too bad, considering the effects-wise, considering obviously the extreme low budget of the film. The mummy looks like the prop, or the kind of the prosthetics were made from scratch, and looks like, I don't know, it looks like he's made of clay or something. It's an interesting take. I mean, it's not brilliant. When he starts kind of moving around, it doesn't really look particularly, it looks more like Frankenstein in a way, but I kind of quite like the idea that there's all this kind of stuff built up over this mummy over a period of time to give it this kind of almost look like it's made out of clay. It looked more like a golem in a lot of ways. But I actually didn't mind the design here. And I've got to say, I kind of liked our protagonist, Sylvia, played by Mel Heffin, who is quite she's quite charismatic in the role, and I quite like the fact that they've cast someone who is a bit more curvy, shall we say, not the kind of typical Hollywood style. I mean, obviously this is not a Hollywood movie, but she's obviously cast against type from a lot of leading ladies. So I kind of quite like the fact that her casting, and I think she is cast somewhat against type, and I kind of enjoyed that. And it's nice to see, you know, different types of kind of body shapes getting work and stuff in the acting game. But let's talk about what doesn't work. It's so low budget. I feel even fans of B-movies may think this one is a little bit too kind of low budget for their own good. I mean, the actual werewolf makeup, I say makeup, it looks like it's literally a shop-born werewolf mask with a gorilla suit underneath. That literally what it looks like. I mean, the cover art is really cool, I will say, but it looks nothing like that. The acting is horrendous. I wonder if this was almost on purpose. I mean, it's just very, very kind of very cheap acting right from the get-go. Right from we have this intro, these two hunters in the woods or whatever, and like the first few seconds of this movie, I thought, oh, this is going to be a real struggle because the acting is so amateurish. Mel Heffin actually doesn't do too bad of a job, in all fairness. And there may be a couple of other characters. I think the Doctor wasn't too bad. So our main protagonist and the Doctor fared a little better. But the majority of the cast here, including the kind of the other female that kind of goes with Sylvia, are really bad. Like really noticeably like chalk grating acting here. I think movie, although it's ambitious in regards to its plot, maybe it's spinning a little bit too many plates. Because I don't really feel like for example, the Mummy, I always forgot that was happening, to be honest, at one part of the movie. It could have done a little bit more in regards to streamlining the plot to a certain degree. I think it had enough plot there, really, with just a well. I don't actually think it really needed to have the Mummy B plot. I just think it gave it something to fight at the end, which I suppose I understand, and I guess it was fun, but it didn't really feel like it needed it. The gore effects are, I should probably expect pretty minimal, just kind of like, you know, cheesy, kind of weirdly coloured blood, things like that. And the movie does have just overall cheapness in regards to kind of set design, camera work, audio work, things like that. On a technical level, it just seems very, very cheap. And I recently reviewed a low budget movie called Invasion Earth, which was extremely low budget. But I gotta say, they had a captivating story and interesting characters. And there's even some crossover here. There's a couple of people who worked on both movies. But unfortunately, this one doesn't have quite the charm that Invasion Earth did. And it just comes across as really not much to kind of recommend here, even for kind of like for B-movie fans. Like I said, I like some of the designs. I kind of like the lead actress. I think I would like to see her do more stuff. But it just needed to have a little bit more to it, a little bit more going on, I feel, to kind of get around the fact that they really can't afford to do anything. So I'm going to have to give this one a 3 out of 10. Can I recommend it for B-movie lovers? Only if you like really bad movies. I mean, I guess you could say, if you wanted to have some super campy, cheesy B-movie fun on, just to kind of like have a bit of a laugh along with, then you may want to check it out. But 3 out of 10 outside of that, I can't legitimately say it's anything worth a watch outside of that. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? Leave me a comment, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.